The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, everybody, and we are live here at the Seminole Hard Rock, Hollywood, Florida, for the Poker Open going on. We've got a lot happening, including the big man in the background there. Gotta love it. That's all right. Oh, my goodness, and we're having some fun today, apparently. Apparently, I made somebody a little unhappy on Twitter a few minutes ago. We won't get into that. It is what it is. Hey, of course, so once again, we are here at the Seminole Hard Rock having a great time enjoying ourselves here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. We have a great tournament going on right now as we are, of course, in event number 8, the $1 million guarantee going on, and getting ready to wrap up Flight 1A here pretty soon as these guys are trying to push their way through to getting to day 2 on this one. And excuse me for 1 second. Let me grab my notes on this. Of course, we have 6 starting flights on this, and these guys with a $560 buy-in on this one. We started off with 377 players on this flight, 117 left at this point. So usually looking at about a third of the field getting through, and it looks like we're about on that pace. 12 minutes left in level 14, and I believe they got 2 levels to go before they wrap up play on this one. And then, of course, starting up here in just a little bit is going to be Flight 1B. That's starting at 7 o'clock, and, of course, going 11 and 7 the next couple of days as we get ready to roll on this one. These guys are of course, battling this out for a lot of money, $1 million on the line. But I'll tell you what, a lot going on out here, too. And you have to excuse me if I'm a little unorganized. Just had an interesting little Twitter discussion that I got started here, talking about, the clothes that were worn on the live stream on the EPT. And kind of got insulted, but you know what? Just means usually that you won the argument. So what are you going to do? But, hey, if you want to join us, tell you what, lines are open. I'll even get that Skype line open for everybody here, too. If you want to give us a call, we'll pop that number on the screen for you. It's 702-997-3015, and also Skype Mark Hoke 5150 if you want to get in on the action. And, of course, if you want to follow the blog, these guys, of course, doing a great job over here. Kayleen's just banging away. Look at that. Big smile. There we go. She made some money yesterday, too. Yeah! I should interview you. You celebrate. That'd be cool. Kayleen Minton on the blog team. Final tabling event yesterday as she picked up a little cash. So nice score for her and a score for the blog team. But if you want to follow everything, of course, you can catch social media. They are doing a terrific job screenshotting your tweets. And so you can hit the Twitter at SHRPO. And hashtag SHRPO. If you're here or if you plan on coming down, we'd love to hear from you. Should be a great time for everybody getting involved on that. And, of course, the blog, shrpo.com or SeminoleHardRockPokerOpen.com, whichever way you want to do it. And check out the blog. And speaking of which, let's take a look at some of the events or what's been going on here recently. We do have some pretty big stacks loading up here in the room. Joe Chung at 231,000 in this event. Ronald Katz at 190,700. Greg Levine at 184. Demas Martinez at 169,900. Joe Kaflin at 161,800. Robert Hancock at 158. $800, and David Freese at $155,600. So those are some of your big stacks. So those guys looking like they're going to get to take a couple days off before they have to get involved in anything else here, as we will be looking forward to getting to the day 2 on Sunday. And let's see, I know we did have some other notables. Daniel Buzzgon got knocked out of this one on level 11. So, and he decided not to come back and play the 7 o'clock flight. Apparently headed to the beach. So Buzzgon is going to be heading over there. Of course, a lot of other local players and pros getting involved. And then, of course, we had Tyler Patterson on just a little while ago. Buzzgon was here. Uncle Crunk is here. Bob Panich joining us in this one. Randy Freeman, Cord Garcia, Michael Wang, Gregory Marcus, Jeffrey Silverstein, Stuart Patterson. Zoe Kareem is here. Joe Kuther is here, and, of course, ever dangerous player on that one. So looking forward to seeing if Joe can make a nice run into this. But these guys, of course, once again, fighting it out for this Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open Event 8 Championship. Of course, the only event going on today at this point, other than some of the side events. So these guys on these main events trying to bring this home. Of course, coming up tomorrow, by the way, seniors event starts up on Friday at noon. So make sure you guys 50 and older join us for that one. $250 buy-in on that. Also on Saturday coming up is the horse tournament. $250 buy-in on there. Noon start that one, and that'll be coming back on Sunday as well. Sunday we've got the another big guarantee, $50,000 guarantee on that double black chip bounty no limit hold'em tournament going on. That's going to be a $560, and then Monday the 8-game, or Sunday also, the 8-game mix kicks off at 3 p.m. That's a $2,200 buy-in on that. So a great weekend coming up here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, Hollywood, Florida. As we keep an eye on what's going on here. We'll see if any interesting stuff going down. Anything interesting? You want to come on and say hi?
We're just trying to figure out the chip leader for the flight. Right now it's 231,900 is the current chip leader.
That's not bad.
Joe Chung is your chip leader.
Is that Joseph Chung or a Joe Chung?
I think it's a Joe Chung.
Just a Joe Chung,
no,
so not officially a Joseph Chung sighting.
Not the one you would imagine being out there.
Well, we'll hear about Joe Chung if he can win this tournament.
Yeah.
Got some serious money on the line. Pretty cool stuff. So, yep, so Joe Chung, your leader right now, at least at the moment, to get things started. Once again, listing a 117 on that one. All right, and let's, of course, some other events are going on, and in the news, and one thing that we didn't really get to talk about this morning that we definitely want to hit this afternoon or this evening. I'm all messed up from the flight. I'll tell you what, Las Vegas time, it's 3:40. Not so much here in Florida, but of course, the WPT is having their quantum reload for the main event out there at the Legends, and Alan Kessler not so happy about it. And just to give you a background on that, of course, we've gotten into the era where there's a lot of re-entries and so on, and different formats being played. This one certainly has caught everybody's attention because the Legends Poker main event, this is how they're running that. It's 3 day 1 flights, $3,500 plus $200 buy-in, which is a lot of events are running like that. Players who bust out on day 1 can re-enter in any day 1 flight. So obviously you get your 3 chances to enter, just like they're doing here at the main event, Seminole Hard Rock. But now with this quantum reload, if you bust out and you don't get in, you can actually buy into day 2 for $10,000, and they're going to start you at 60 big blinds at the current blind level. So, Alan Kessler, we all know Alan can be a little feisty on this, but he is not happy. And, it certainly raises some good points that, it's tough enough to knock out a top player once and have to do it 3 times, but to have to do it again, and even more, have to do it one more time on day 2 after you come back, certainly does favor the guys with the deep bankrolls. And I think this is it's a little kind of surprising that this format is being used in a main event to me, but certainly these guys can do what they want. Like Chris Spears is here. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? Oh, okay. Chris Spears down here helping direct the show. Our good buddy, and he's not having to push a cart. That was Chris's greatest ability, other than directing tournaments at the World Series this year, was he was pushing carts like a madman. So good to see Chris not having to do so much hard labor here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open for sure. But yeah, this is certainly an interesting controversy in terms of running this event. Kessler's boycotted it, and I got to tell you, I have a feeling that a lot of amateurs are going to be looking at that and saying, "Man, there's just no way I want to enter that tournament," and rightfully so. I mean, I guarantee if I take out a big name, I want them out. I want them gone. See you later. I don't want to have to see them on day 2 if they couldn't get through 3 times. So, yeah, it's going to definitely be interesting to see how that event shakes out. Of course, on the other side of it, superstars get to have their chance to hang in there. Better chance to get some bigger names at the final table. But so I guess once again, it's a decision of how these guys who they want to get into these tournaments. If you want to focus on the amateur, there's one way to do it. If you want to focus on the pro, there's another way to do it. So there you go. All right, so that's kind of, I tell you, it's a pretty quiet one. Now, we're waiting for, I think Al was planning on, Al Canning, Alan Rash is going to be coming down here to say hi. So hopefully we can maybe stop in and get him on the show. But once again, hey guys, the lines are open. And obviously, see Wookie Ways out there too. Hey, Wookie, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. And if you want to come on the show, Sean, I'd love to have you give us a call on there on the Skype. I'll be happy to have you join in the chat. And obviously, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at my Twitter and I'm kind of freaking out. This is very unique for me. I usually don't make people mad. Yeah, Wookie saying I agree with Kessler's very well stated post. Why don't let's take a look at that real quick. Obviously, we've going to have a little bit of time here, but there were here's what Alan said about this. Excuse me. This format creates a gap between the haves and the have-nots. Players who struggle to make it through day 1 but ultimately advance will have to face a whole new wave of skilled players who are eager for the extra chance to buy an average day 2 advancing stack. This format takes re-entry one step further. At least with re-entry, a player had to somehow earn their way into day 2. Now with this new format, the deep-pocketed skill pros have an even bigger edge. Not only can they play all 3 flights to try to advance to day 2, but even if they are unsuccessful in advancing, they can buy an average stack for another 10K. Imagine you're a local LA grinder. You win a satellite. You're playing day 1C and knock out a tough opponent. Brian Rast was named in that. You have a slightly less than average stack, but you're pleased to have made it to day 2 and to have eliminated a tough opponent. You come back for day 2, find your seat, and there's Brian directly to the left with you and more chips than you, even though you already eliminated him. And apparently on the thread that Alan put up, kind of once again, it's a pretty mixed group there. And then Mo Fathapour, the tournament director at the bike, came back and said the poker economy is constantly evolving. Each year there are hundreds, if not thousands, of poker tournaments throughout the nation and the world. Players always have a choice as to which events they choose to play based on buy-in, prestige, or location. This newer QR concept has been a huge success for the bike. Throughout our poker series is now an opportunity for the WPT players to experience this prize pool increasing format while allowing players of all skill levels and bankrolls to play. Concluded by likening the format to a satellite, saying day 2 direct buy-in can be viewed as the official day 1 start, where the $3,700 sessions can be viewed as qualifying heats for the official day 1, where the player carries their chips forward. And I do know that they've been running that format at the bike for a while. I think it's just a very interesting to put this in a main event format. I like it for some a nice twist and something. But I don't know about a main event. I don't know, WPT main event, but we'll find out. We'll get reaction from the players as they play it, and I'm sure we're going to hear some great opinions on what's happening out there for sure. So, all right, let's see what else we have. Just looking to see if we've got any more updates coming in here. As players are on break here, so they got 2 more levels to go before they're going to be done for the day here in Flight 1A. I can tell you one cool thing that is great for the blog team is the dealers actually do sheets where they'll turn in chip counts. That is a huge bonus. We do not have to have 90 Mickey Doffs out here. That is very. They're laughing down here too. They know it's true. Since you can't have Mickey Doff at every poker tournament, the master of the chip count, we got to be able to try and make sure that these guys are getting his pretty quick chip counts, and we do appreciate that. Hey, and hey, thanks for sticking me in the blog there, by the way.
Get some love in there.
Got a little love. I appreciate that, man. All right, so like I said, players on break. We'll see if anybody's flying around here. So I think we're going to step back and take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll see if we can't track Al down if he's hanging out, and he was going to stop here and help co-host the show, but I don't see him, so we'll see if we can find him. But let's take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
I'm Dutch Boyd, a 2-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at DoubleDigitCovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at DoubleDigitCovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back here at the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're live here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, Hollywood, Florida. Getting ready for that $10 million guarantee starting up next week. Big high roller event, all sorts of great stuff happening here at the Hard Rock. As the poker tournament schedule heats back up after the World Series, and of course we are bracing ourselves for what has really become one of the premier events on the poker calendar, the $10 million guarantee here at the Seminole Hard Rock. Of course, it was a huge success last time around. Everybody was kind of, well, how's this going to work? I don't know. And now all of a sudden, this has become a must-attend event for everybody here out on the poker circuit. So looking forward to that $10 million guarantee. That's $10 million in a prize pool. That's not bad. You can definitely put that in the bank. Of course, we are, as mentioned earlier today, we are starting to see some of the bigger names coming into this tournament series. You know, you get a $1 million guarantee on the board, and a lot of times that is going to be good enough to get anybody to come play a tournament, putting $1 million on the line. But of course, guys like Brian Hastings, Rex Clinkscales is here, Tyler Patterson, Zoe Kareem. So many great pros are already down here and working their way through this field and getting themselves involved in this series. And it's only going to get better as we go along. Shannon Elizabeth is going to be coming down, so the celebrities are coming to play too. It's certainly going to be interesting to see how things start to shake down as we get a little bit more into the schedule. Of course, we did mention some of the events coming up this weekend. Then, of course, leading into the main event, we've also got on Monday, there's a big stack, 6 max, $350 buy-in on that one, $30K guarantee on that. Monday, the Pot Limit Omaha re-entry tournament, $250 entry fee on that. And then also on Monday, day one of the 8-handed no limit home, that's a $1,650 buy-in. Then Tuesday, 6 max no limit home, $2,200, and then that will lead into the main event. First flight kicking off on Thursday, August 28th at noon. So we are only a week away from that. Kind of hard to believe after getting the invite to come down here and all the places that the show's been. We're already close to this main event going down. Of course, $100,000 super high roller coming up on Monday, September 1st. I don't think I'm going to get an interview with Olivier anytime soon, unless he says I'm sorry. Which, and I'm not mad at Olivier. Hey, I'm sure he's probably taking a lot of flack for he and Daniel doing what they did. So, it's okay. I'm not mad at Olivier at all. No, I'm kind of above that stuff. It is what it is. And let's take a look back at what's been going on here at the Hard Rock so far. We're already through 7 events in this series. Of course, event number 1 won by our guest on KLAV 12:30 a.m., our show that airs in Las Vegas and, of course, out on the internet on KLAV1230am.com. Miami boss Dan Swade stopping by, and, of course, Dan coming off taking down a tournament in his hometown area as he wins event number 1, $350 deep stack no limit hold'em re-entry tournament. A Miami boss bringing that one home as he knocks off David Smith out of New York, and Reynaldo Troconis out of Coral Gables, Florida, finishing 3rd. Brett Bader 4th. Raminder Singh finishing 5th. Glenn Cressman 6th. Steele Sutter in 7th. Michael Tafaro in 8th. And Richard Russ 9th. Richard Newton in 10th. Tristan Wade also notable, finishing 11th along Rex Clinkscales. So those guys making a big showing, getting some big names up on the board here for you as we get things started on the kickoff event. That $500,000 deep stack guarantee event gets things going here at the Seminole Hard Rock in a big way. Event number 2, the $250 Omaha 8 tournament. That one goes to David Brown out of Babson Park, Florida, taking the win. They had a little 3-way deal going on that one in terms of the money. John Binnis out of Cape Coral, Florida, finishing 3rd. And Miami John Cernuto picks up, or 2nd, excuse me, and Miami John Cernuto finishing 3rd in that one. Abraham Levy in 4th out of Coral Springs, Florida. Brent Keene in 5th out of Bonita Springs, Florida. Georges Boyadjian out of Tamarack, Florida, finishing 6th. Arnold Cohen in 7th. Michael Wang in 8th, and Gene Hockman in 9th place. So Miami John Cernuto, we will hear from him later on here as he has already gotten off to a great start in this series. 2 top 3 finishes for him. Pretty impressive for the great veterans of the game. Michael Moed making some noise here too as he takes down event number 3. That was the $25,000 guaranteed deep stack turbo no limit hold'em event. $250 buy-in on that. And Michael Moed, your winner on that one, edged out 193 players to take down that championship. WL finishes 2nd out of Plantation, Florida. Obviously wanted to stay a little bit anonymous. He picks up $5,490, followed by John McGregor out of Roswell, Georgia. David Silverman from Miami Beach, Florida. Daniel Yu out of Palisades Park, New Jersey. Brant Schuler out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, finishing 6th. Eduardo Lazica out of Boca Raton in 7th, followed by Francis Margaglione out of Davie, Florida, and Armando Fernandez finishing 9th on that one. And then we go to event number 4, $1,100 deep stack no limit hold'em re-entry tournament. $100,000 guarantee on that, and a little 3-way deal going on there. And Paul Dome takes that one down. Dome out of Key Biscayne, Florida, wins $23,971 for his efforts, followed by Vitor Coelho out of Tampa, and Stuart Greenbaum out of Hollywood, Florida, finishing 3rd. Daniel Buzgon, of course, making his presence felt here, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot from Daniel in this series. He's been playing very, very strong poker lately, and the Marlton, New Jersey native, looking to try and continue that role that he is on right now. Gok Vu out of South Daytona, Florida, finishing 5th. Richard Leaguer out of Lighthouse Point, Florida, 6th. Stuart Newman, Weston, Florida, 7th. Egal Hen out of Hollywood, 8th. Gordon Battle out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, finishes 9th on that one. And there's Matt Affleck. Look at this guy. Maybe we'll see if we can grab Matt. Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Good. It's like Matt's taking his seat at the table, still playing. So, in fact, he's running. Look out. So, best of luck to Matt on that one. And, of course, we are at the 7 o'clock hour, which means Flight 1B is underway. And we are just about filled up here, it looks like, in the ballroom. A couple rows of tables still over here, but a ton of players still going at it and joining in the fun here as they are chasing top prize in this $1 million guarantee event number 8. All right, and skimming down here to event number 4. I'm sorry, we were already in event number 4. Let's get to event number 5. Excuse me on that. All right, event number 5 goes to Alan Goodman in one of the more unique chops you're ever going to see at a poker tournament. These guys got to the final table and said, you know what, enough's enough. Split the top 4, and then the bottom 5 split the rest. And it goes to Alan Goodman officially as your winner. Out of Brooklyn, New York, picks up a little over $19,000. Actually gets $2 more than second, third, and fourth. Goodman out of Brooklyn, your winner, followed by Denyon Costa out of Miami Beach, who also picks up $19,000. Gaston Mikulitsky out of Ventura, Florida, finishing third. Cesar Fuentes out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, finishes fourth. Also out of Deerfield Beach, Andres Morales finishing fifth. Alex Begfors out of Menominee, Michigan, finishes sixth. Stuart Patterson out of Boca Raton, seventh. Din Win out of Ho Chi Minh, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I have to look that one up. Georgia finishing eighth. Marshall White, Garner, North Carolina, finishing ninth. And TJ Schulman's having a pretty good series so far. Out of Boynton Beach, finishes in 10th place. And one thing that's been very interesting to see is, of course, this series is already drawing players from all over the country. Of course, we've had some. We'll get into our winner event number 7 a little bit. Event number 6, you got Kevin Ho out of Fort Myers, Florida, taking that one down, followed by Bradley Young out of New York, Victor Figueroa from Miami Beach, Florida, Mark Provenzo out of Illinois, another out-of-stater here, getting down here early to play. Robert Campbell out of North Miami, Florida, finishing 5th. Warren Fund out of North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in 6th. Joseph Mobley from Louisville. So the Kentucky gang getting represented, finishes 7th. Twan Pham out of Estero, Florida, in 8th. And Michael Wang out of Livingston, New Jersey, finishing 9th. So an all-American field on that one, as these guys are just, everybody's just starting to work their way down here and getting ready to get it done. And speaking of out-of-staters, Adam Lamphere, a guy that I got to cover at a Mid-States Poker Tour event, finishing 2nd, and of course had a deep run in the World Series, top 50 finish for him in the main event, is your winner in event 7. That was the Big Stack Black Chip Bounty No Limit Hold'em Tournament, $50K guarantee on that. And Lamphere takes that one down, knocking off Jonah Miller. And Miami John Cernuto finishing 3rd in that one as well. So Miami John really putting up some great showings here early in this series as he continues to push forward. Maybe a player of the series if he keeps this up. Of course, I'm sure he'd rather just win the $10 million guarantee main event. But Miami John Cernuto making the trip down here, and it is paying off. Martin Plewinski out of Coconut Creek, Florida, finishing 4th. Leonard Miller out of Dearborn, Michigan, finishing 5th. Jorge Gomez out of Plantation, Florida, 6th. And, of course, our own Kayleen, finishing 7th. Blog team power over here. David McNeil out of Victoria, British Columbia, finishing in 8th. And Ariel Rosero, Hialeah, Florida, in 9th place. So all sorts of players coming in here already. Typically in in events like this, as we travel around, we're going to see them fairly regionalized, but this is going to be quite a different ball game. As like I said, we're already seeing players from all over the country coming in here, and it's only going to get bigger and better as we proceed through this week. So it should be a great, really exciting to see these players coming in as we move on through this series. Some big events coming up this weekend. And, of course, with some of the other tournaments going on out there finishing up, these guys, I'll tell you, it's going to be something fun to see. That is for sure. And once again, just a reminder, we got the phone line open, 702-997-3015. I feel like old Huff and Stapes, begging people to call. They always had to do that. And then I'd call in at the end of the show and go crazy. But give us a call, 702-997-3015. Skype, if you have a Skype, hey, check in with us there too. That number, that is Mark Hoke 5150 is my Skype on that one. So make sure you give us check in with us, say hi if you have anything. Hey, if you want to join in the during the Hoke bashing. Doesn't happen very often, so if you want to do that too. It's a lot of fun. Oh my goodness. All right, looks like we got another table breaking over here. So we actually are now down under 100 players in this 1A flight. They've got this one and I believe one more level to go before they wrap up the night. So about an hour's worth of play for these guys before they finish out their day 1A play and trying to hang on here in advance. But we're definitely going to be, wow. Yeah, we're way under 10% already. So this is going to be a pretty interesting battle here. And of course, with the re-entry, players maybe not satisfied with their stacks might want to, just dump them and receive, double up or go home and come back tomorrow, or even hop into this other flight going on tonight. So we should see a lot of blood spilling here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open here in Hollywood, Florida. And by the way, for those that don't know, caught a little bit of a cold. I did take some medicine, feeling a little better. My throat's a little sore, so you guys are going to have to bear with me on that, as I'm just kind of fighting this off right now, getting a little, getting some cough drops in here and stuff. So you see me take a break, I do apologize, but it's been it's been a really rough day trying to. I think my daughter gave it to me. It was either my daughter or the three people hacking at me behind the on the airplane the other day. I didn't get to go off about the airplane flight, by the way. Should I go off about the airplane flight? I should. Oh my God. So, of course, I've been on the road here since the World Series, and actually I have another announcement to make coming up here too. But just went out to San Francisco at the 101 Casino out in Petaluma. Had a great time out there with the two-pair poker tour guys. Then up to the Canadian Poker Tour event at Gray Eagle Resort and Casino for that one, where they had a outstanding turnout. And I heard the event up there, by the way, the next one they tried to run consecutively did not work out. So, yeah, don't mess with the Canadian Poker Tour. They're pretty good at what they do. And then down here, and we've got another trip coming up that I am very excited about, as we are going to be headed back to Gray Eagle. That's right. They loved me so much up there. They said, Mark, you got to come back. And I was like, okay. So we're going to be headed back up to Gray Eagle Resort and Casino next month. That one, I believe we're going to be up there from the 24th. Actually, I think it's going to be the 23rd through the 29th. Somewhere in that ballpark. I think we're still finalizing dates, but we're going to be headed up there for the Deep Stacks Poker Tour event at Gray Eagle Resort and Casino. So pretty excited to be headed back up there. And also got news that should be finalized next week. Maybe another trip to Canada. I don't know what it is. They love me in Canada. It's freaking awesome. Hey, you know what? If they're going to have me, I'll eat back bacon all day long. It's all good. But so pretty excited to be headed back up there. But being on the road and doing a lot of traveling, you get some interesting trips at the airport. Some good, some bad. Gotta say, WestJet rocked. I loved WestJet. If you ever get to fly WestJet, they are outstanding. Very nice flights. Seats are very comfortable. Had a good experience flying WestJet. Now I remembered why I don't like to fly United. I remembered I had a bad experience a while back, and unfortunately this time around I got reminded as we unfortunately I get to the first flight, and this is just so rude. You're in line. You don't have you're not one of the priority people, but I'm in the first section to go on the plane. So I'm going through the line. I get up there. I literally have the pass in my hand. My boarding pass is in my hand, ready to give to the lady. And two guys come up in the priority section. They were sitting there. They were late to get there. So one of them, gets up there. She takes his pass, and then another one comes up in front of me. And the woman says to me, "Sir, we need to let these people on because they paid more to get on the flight." I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, look, if you're gonna say something like that, say, these are our priority passengers. If you could let them through, we'd appreciate it. Ask nicely. But if you're standing here with your boarding pass like this, and then two people go in front of you, that's a little annoying. And the last thing you want to hear is, well, they paid more, so they're better than you. No. Good God, be nice, you guys. Just, if you want to take care of your priority passengers, I get that. But when you're here, you're literally scan go. Nope. Nope. You didn't pay enough. Would you like me to flip you a $10 bill? I don't know. I understand that they do pay, and I get that. I just, the way they handled it was so bad. So then I get on the flight. So here's the messed up part about the flight. I sit down in my seat, and I had actually booked the same seat, same type of jet on both flights. So, and I didn't even realize that I was going to be in double trouble on this. I sit down, and I always get a window seat because I want to be able to close the window. I like to have that power. The power of the window is important, especially when you don't like heights and you don't really want to be looking down very much. So I put my arm down, and I realized that the armrest is about 3 inches in from where from the wall. Okay. But unfortunately, I have two of the larger passengers, and I'm not exactly the thinnest guy in the world. And I'm extra crunched up. I couldn't believe it. And the armrest is literally digging into my leg as I'm sitting there on the flight. We had a blanket, and I actually take the blanket, and I had to shove it down on the side of, between my leg and the armrest because I was that uncomfortable. And it was just miserable. And I'm looking at the seats in front of me behind me, and their armrests are up against the wall. And I'm like, why did I get this seat? This is ridiculous. So I get off the flight. I couldn't sleep, and of course I had a 12:21 flight out of Las Vegas. So not only am I losing time as I go across the country, but I couldn't sleep either. It was brutal. I get to Houston, and I'm at the terminal. I get to the terminal, or get over to where my gate was. There's no Wi-Fi in that section of the airport, and I have a 2.5 hour layover. I wasn't pleased. So I have no Wi-Fi. So I'm basically just sitting there, kind of half nodding off, whatever I had to do. I'm ready to get on the second flight, and immediately when I walk up with my carry-on, this gentleman says to me, "That's too big." I'm like, "What?" "It's too big. You can't have that. Well, I'm going to check it for you." I'm like, "Sir, that's my sound equipment. I really don't, I'm not comfortable with that getting put into the baggage area." "Well, I should be charging you $25. I'm like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" I'm just looking at this guy like, all right, I'm not going to fight him. Take the bag. But I'd taken that. I had just had the same bag on another flight for United, and no one said a word. And I've been carrying that bag for a long time, and it was really shocking to hear, "Oh, your bag's too big." Didn't measure it, didn't check it, just immediately said the bag's too big. So I get on the flight, and then I sit down, and I run into the armrest situation again, and I just wanted to cry. And I had to ask him for a blanket, and then and it was just, and then we had something on the. I don't know what was going on with the seats on this plane, if it was just old or what. But actually, a lot of us, as we were sitting back in the seats, the seats went back because I know that I never pushed the button to move the seat back, and about 10 people got yelled at for. I mean, literally, "Sir, you need to put your ma'am, you need to put your." And I'm just saying, like, I didn't realize that. And then I'm trying to dance around and do all this. And, it was a nightmare. So I got to say, did not have a pleasant experience at United Airlines on this flight. Kayleen, I'm never flying United again. Who do you fly?
Delta all the way, baby.
Delta all the way. Delta had their problems. I just saw that little issue with a disabled veteran that didn't help. Lesser of all, that is a good way to put it. But you're in a good mood because you made a final table, too. So I think you're probably a little more forgiving right now. See, I'm going to be hyping you on that for a week, 2 weeks. You got to love it. It's awesome. Yeah, so Wookie Way in the chat box saying, usually fine with United, but Virgin is the best by far. I should consider Virgin. But I'll tell you what, when Nolan Dalla had the blow up on his blog about Virgin Airlines, I kind of got scared of Virgin too. That was not good. So, all right. So that's so there's my airline story here. Hopefully, I'm actually flying U.S. Airways back. Had a decent time on U.S. Airways when I flew them earlier, so can't complain too much about them. But yeah, so rough experience with United Airlines coming out here to Florida. Do not sit in seat 35F. Flying a Boeing, I think it was 787. Do not sit in seat 35F. I don't care if you're a rail. Stay out of 35F. All right, once again, we're live here on the Mark Hoke Show here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, Hollywood, Florida. Of course, $10 million guarantee starting up here next week. Big old $100,000 high roller coming your way, too. Of course, today we're dealing with a great event, the $1 million guarantee, $560 buy-in. And they're just making an announcement for here right now. But listed right now at 99 players left out of a flight of 377. And of course, those numbers hasn't been updated for a little bit, so I'm sure that number's been probably cut down by about 10 or so. All right, and so that's kind of where we are right now on that one. But yeah, Wookie, I tell you what, oh man, I'm still I see him out there. I'm still kind of trying to get over getting insulted on Twitter like that. Unreal. I'm really disappointed in that. But hey, it is what it is. What are you going to do? All right. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's step back, take another break, and we'll be coming back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll get you more updates as they're coming in from the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open here. Got a $1 million guarantee going on right now here in the ballroom. Spectacular in here. Gold records everywhere. Chandeliers and curtains and lights and all sorts of cool stuff. And of course, if you want to say hi to the blog team back here and get involved on social media, at SHRPO and hashtag SHRPO, of course stands for Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. And we're here at Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock. So much great stuff going on here, along with all the entertainment and so on. We'll tell you all about it and keep you updated in just a little bit. So let's step back, take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net bluerail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at bluerail.net. How far do you want to go?
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back live here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We are here at Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, Hollywood, Florida, 2014 version. Great stuff going on here. It's, of course, a $1 million guarantee. Get rolling. We are soon just about a level and 10 minutes away from wrapping up Flight 1A. Still listed at 99 players. I'm sure we're going to see that number change here pretty quickly. And, of course, Flight 1B getting started just about 25 minutes ago. So everybody's kind of getting the swing of things as we are. But I think it's interesting that, you know, even at this number right now, yeah, we're about a third of the field, but that number is gonna drop here on this first flight. Of course, you've got 6 starting flights and chances to re-enter up through up to level 7. Each time you want to take a shot at this thing, so it's $560 to buy in. I mean, you got all weekend to come down here and play this thing. Friday, Saturday, 2 starting flights each day, and then of course this thing's going to wrap up on Sunday for that main event, and then of course leading into the main event coming up here shortly. And yeah, it looks like actually the players are bagging up. So I do apologize. Looks like we've got about they've stopped the clock. So the clock's been stopped. So on 1A, looks like all these guys are going to get to bag chips, and they're done. So they're going to come back. Hey, you guys 50-plus that are in there, you can play the seniors event. You got the horse tournament. I don't know if you want to get in the horse tournament. That does get on there on Sunday, so maybe a little conflict. But, some other side events going on as well. Satellites to get into the main and so on, also being played here. So they are bagging and tagging right now, getting ready to get going. Of course, other secondary events going on today. 3 p.m. We started off a deep stack Nolan Hold'em PLO re-entry tournament. That was $250, and then there's a deep stack Nolan Hold'em re-entry starting here at 6 p.m. $20,000 guarantee on that one, and that's another thing that I think people sometimes forget about, that there's some other very interesting events going on aside from what's on the main event calendar. Because once again, Ray Stefanelli, just an amazing job. He's, of course, doing all the poker marketing for all the Seminole properties now. Was one of the leaders at the Borgata, putting together all those fantastic events. But they do some pretty fun stuff over here. Coming up here on Friday, starting at 3 p.m. is a double green chip bounty no limit hold'em tournament for $250. You got one of the dreaded Survivor tournament, which really does put the floor staff to the test a little bit, because we've seen some when we've seen some Survivor events going on. Certainly they get a little bit crazy, because at the end everybody's trying to make a deal and stay alive in that. Of course, $250 buy-in and $110 gets to cash. So basically, your top 10%. Once we get down to that, everybody gets $2,100. But these guys looking forward to playing that one tonight as well. A lot of championship qualifiers at different levels. A lot of 575s on that step qualifier, 145. So many opportunities to get into this main event and have a shot at that $10 million guarantee. I mean, that is it's going to be a great time. And if you want to play some other side events too, they're going on. Like I said, a lot of the championship qualifiers are going to be getting it rolling on Tuesday. Zoe Kareem's there. Hey, Zoe. What's up? How you doing? Good. Hey, you want to say hi to everybody real quick? No? All right. I'll get you another time. Yeah, that I definitely understand. Zoe Kareem grabbing a massage there. Not a bad call. I got to tell you, the massage girls here are working very hard. Of course, we see a ton of them at the World Series. But these ladies have, I've been watching them do some serious massages at these tables. You even saw one jump up on a chair. I mean, normally when you're in Las Vegas, you got to pay extra for that. That's always an essential to getting through these tournaments, is getting a really good massage. I can tell you, one of them saved me during my event that I played at the World Series, or else I'd have probably gone out way sooner than I did. So shout out to my friend Heather out there. She did an amazing masseuse. All right, but so these guys bagging chips up, and I'm sure you want to check out the blog, shrpo.com. We'll have some chip counts up there for you. We'll get that updated as soon as we can. As these guys getting ready to ending their day and starting a new one up. I see Matt Affleck is headed over there, so I'm guessing he's probably playing 1B. And, of course, so many other great players are already making their way down here to the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Definitely, the best buy on the schedule. We've got 3 great events going on here in the world, but just this one is something else. I mean, you're not only going to get to come down and play poker, but you get to experience the Hard Rock at its finest. I mean, of course, all the great restaurants in here. You've got all the entertainment happening. Of course, yesterday, Michael McDonald and Toto playing, and, of course, Slash coming in here on the 29th. So plenty happening here at the Hard Rock. Of course, the pool, something else. I mean, I'll tell you what, I gotta hop in the pool. They might let me in there. I'll try not to. I've been lifting a little bit, so I'm trying to get myself back in shape, so I won't appall all the ladies at the pool. And of course, the Seminole Hard Rock does have some other events coming up here too. There are some other tournaments in the series, so you always want to keep an eye on what's going on here with the Seminole Hard Rock team, and as you're going to see some awesome things happening as we keep going through the series. Of course, the $10 million guarantee kind of wraps it up, and Angel Vu, of course, leading the series, looking pretty good, as she's going to probably end up being the player tournament series for the entire thing. And, oh, there's the Wookiee. Let's get him on. Let's say hi to the man known as the Wookiee Way. Poker Parrot. Wookiee, you're everywhere. There it is. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's happening?
Well, we're just bagging up some chips here for round one. And
That's no fun. Early night, huh?
yeah, well, for those guys anyway. But we have a guy over here. By the way, I just spotted this. Green glasses, and he's wearing some sort of teddy bear outfit. He is literally dressed in a teddy bear pajama and hoodie set.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, there are personalities here already. We saw one guy yesterday won a hand and did a victory lap around about 10 tables, with the Rocky pose going on, and we had a young lady over here just trash talking like crazy. I mean, this place is something else. I'll tell you what, buddy. I wish you were here.
It'd be nice to get out of town for a little bit.
Yeah.
But at least I have finally returned to online poker.
Yeah. How's it going on that?
Just started. Just won 3 buy-ins in my first session, and there wasn't a lot of people late at night. I got to play between noon and 8 p.m. apparently is prime time.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, good for you. Good for you. So what else is happening out there? Of course, a lot of things going on in the poker world. So what are you seeing right now?
So I've been watching the live stream for PokerStars for the EPT in Barcelona.
Uh-huh.
And I assume you saw Daniel Coleman and Olivier Busquet heads up.
Yeah, and despite what got said, congratulations, Olivier, taking that one down. A great win for him, for sure.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to do it.
Yeah, so Olivier and Daniel going 1-2. Starting a little controversy there, and somehow
Yeah, did you hear about the result of the controversy? They were wearing one of them was Free Gaza or Save Gaza, and the other one is Free Palestine or something.
Yes, that is correct.
And so there was a little bit of controversy about political statements on shirts at poker tournaments, and Olivia tweeted just a little while ago, which I retweeted, that PokerStars says there will be no more political statements at the poker tables.
I think that's a very good idea, to be honest.
During their tournaments. I was all for it. I'm okay with it. It's as long as you're not having a political discussion at the table during hands or whatever. I think your attire should be your own, freedom, but it's their tournament. They can do what they want with it. So I retweeted that. So that was one of the news that's out there today.
Yeah, and I certainly understand. I think I actually had said earlier that if somebody wants to wear something like that, it's certainly their prerogative, and whether you agree or disagree with it, you have a right to say what you want to say. We're a free society. You just got to be ready for the pushback when you do. Because
right. You got to take the good with the bad sometimes.
Right. I mean, because if somebody would have, if one of them were wearing a Stand for Israel shirt, for example, I'm sure there are going to be people who are going to push back on them with that too. So,
right.
It's going to go either way. But boy, you don't need to call somebody an a-hole, do you?
Looks like Mike McDonald was on the Shark Cage for PokerStars.
Yeah.
No spoilers on the results yet, but I can't wait to see that. I don't think it's airing till October.
Yeah, I think Kara Scott's on that one too, if I remember right. I think Kara's playing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities there. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the big game, only a little more fun.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see a lot of celebrities down here too. I'll tell you what, the Hard Rock. I mean, I'm sure you've followed this event over the past couple of years. It has grown to be such an amazing event, and so many people come down.
Yeah,
here.
I actually want to. I haven't been to Florida before, and I actually want to go there for the first time to play in that tournament.
Yeah,
to play at that casino. So you also heard that PokerStars will be, I think it's in September, they're going to be live streaming from Florida for the first time back in the USA in years.
Yes, I did hear that too. I'm pretty excited about it.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, so
I think it's right around the corner when PokerStars re-enters in New Jersey, and it'll be right behind the heels of that they'll be back in California.
Yeah, I hope so. I know, it's sounding more and more like PokerStars will be back in Jersey pretty shortly.
I really hope so as far as California, because I was ready to move to Canada.
Well, apparently they're having some issues up there too now, so brace yourself on that, because apparently
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah,
we'll have to go to Europe.
Yeah, well, you know what? Europe's not so bad, at least for
a
a
while.
while.
They get back to California soon enough, we'll just stay right here between California and Vegas, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, there you go. So when are you coming back to Vegas, man? Miss you.
It'll be a while. Got to get some more bankroll under me before I can travel to any events or go on any vacations or anything. Probably after Christmas.
Well, we got a bunk bed for you. If you don't mind sharing the room with a 5-year-old, that's
As long as I don't fall off when I sleep on it diagonal.
yeah. I think it'll be all right, buddy.
And it's like, I have to have the bottom bunk because I don't want to crush her if I break it from the top bunk.
Yeah. Well, so what did you think about Alan Kessler's post, by the way, about this the quantum tournament at the WPT?
I thought it was very well thought out. I remember reading the quantum reload, and I was like, well, it kind of caters to people like Phil Hellmuth who like to enter late, and people who do lots of buy-ins like Daniel Negreanu. Not your average player, and it's a little complicated. Like I've been around the poker world how long, and I was sitting there reading it, trying to make heads or tails of it, and it just seems a little overly complicated for your average player, because they're just gonna have to go up and when can I enter again, and I can try again tomorrow, and how long is late entry, and it's just going to be like that, and so there's going to be some people who don't understand until they see those people buy in on day 2 with an average stack that, oh wow, I didn't know they could do that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure on day 2 we'll have some reports of people that didn't have a clue what was really going on with that.
I think one thing that really surprised me, and the one and I know they've been running that style of event for a while, but I think one thing that really shocked me about it was you're getting 60 big blinds to start out to get to re-enter on day 2. I mean, that's a lot of chips.
Yeah, it is. It's a workable stack.
It's a very workable stack. I mean, I would think that if you were going to let somebody back into a tournament that they, on a day 2 that they didn't really earn their way into, that you'd maybe put them at, say, 30 big blinds or somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Range.
Something more along with 30.
But I mean, 60's a lot. I mean, that's going to get you through a long way in that tournament, and just for plunking down money to do it. I mean, I'm not so sure about that number. That's probably where I have the biggest problem with it.
Yeah, Kessler's post was very well thought out and typed out, and most people I've seen agree with him. I haven't seen anyone that actually disagreed. I'm sure there will be, but I haven't seen anyone that disagreed with him yet.
Yeah, so we'll see how that one turns out. But of course, this one out here, the $10 million guarantee, and I'll tell you, Sean, just what an event this is, and we saw so many great players turn out for this and firing bullets, and just letting it all hang out at this one. It seems like this event, really has become one of, without question, one of the premier events on the poker calendar.
Yeah, it's definitely grown quite a bit. I remember when it first started and everyone's talking about, oh, let's go there. Let's see how fishy it is. There should be lots of people with too much money that don't know how to play. And things have changed a little bit now to where it's a little bit more of a prestigious event. It should keep growing in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, of course, last year they, pretty easily beat the guarantee. I mean, it wasn't, a 100% blowout, but it was still pretty well handled. So I can only imagine what's going to happen this year. Given how well the tournament was run and just all the great reports out here. Plus, it's a fun place to come play.
I'm looking for an excuse to go to Florida, and that's going to be it.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So, yeah. So what else is going on with you, sir? I know a lot of people, you have a lot of friends in the poker community out there. So what's happening with you?
Oh, just taking care of personal stuff, getting my life sorted. I had a friend who was a homeless poker friend who I helped a few years ago. That became unhomeless and got the girlfriend and got the job back and went back east. And then when they broke up, he came back out here and was homeless again. Oh. So he came back into town to get his head straight, to get away from the relationship situation, which is what was messing him up. And he got here in town and got a job within a week, and will have his own place by next week.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Good to hear.
So I've been hanging out with my friend and sorting everything. My computer situation was in the pits. I had 5 computers that were all broken in one way or another. Had no working Windows machines. Had to use my Linux machine, and it sometimes just shut off in the middle of use.
That's
several times a day. So it's not something optimal to grind on. And I need a Windows client to grind at most poker sites anyway. So I spent a good amount of time getting the parts I needed to rebuild this Franken computer, and I now have a new motherboard and CPU, and it's modern. And compared to my old one, I had a Pinto before, and now I've got a Camaro.
There you go. By the way, speaking of Camaros, just walking in the door here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood, Florida, former world champion Greg Reamer is just walked into the house. So Greg Reamer is now here, And as we continue to see the stream of great professionals start to make their way here to the Seminole Hard Rock. And so Greg looks like he's going to hop into this $1 million guarantee tournament and pep things up a little bit. So
what's
Greg,
the official name of that tournament?
the official name of
I
this,
saw Tuck calling it the Millie Maker, but I wasn't sure if that was
this
the actual
one,
name.
No, this is this one is the Deep Stack No Limit Hold'em re-entry. It's event number 8, $1 million guaranteed. So it's just a Deep Stack No Limit Hold'em re-entry tournament.
I think they need some better titles.
Well, I'll talk to Ray about that.
You do that.
We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Greg
Makes
Green,
it a little easier when talking about them, which ones they're playing in, and reporting on them.
Yeah, so we'll just call it event 8. By the way, Zoe Kareem looking awfully comfortable over there. By the way, getting a massage at one of the
Man, that
open
guy
tables.
and his sugar fix.
Yeah,
All those tweets with all that sweets.
yeah, that's not good. I think
If I were to be on a diet, I would have to unfollow him on Twitter.
that is a good point, sir. Very good point. Let's see. So what else? Oh, by the way, I don't know. Did you get to listen to the show that we did last week on KLAV about the players? The situation with mental health and depression and poker.
Oh, no, I didn't. I wanted to hear that, and I haven't had the chance to. I have it bookmarked, actually.
Oh.
But I haven't had time to listen to it, and probably when I'm grinding in the next couple of days, I'll actually get a chance to.
Yeah, I mean, it was one thing that I know a lot of people in the poker community deal with, and well, let me get your take on that. I mean, because you're around a lot of the players, and very good friends with quite a few of them. How prevalent do you think the issue is in terms of depression and mental health in poker? Because I know Ryan Araqueza said that he estimated probably about 30% of the players have some sort of mental illness that they have to deal with, whether it's bipolar or something along those lines.
Yeah, it might even be higher than that. It could be 30 to 50%. A lot of my friends and the people I know, I would have to say at least 50% have some form of depression or mental illness of some kind. And poker is one of those sports, one of those professions that attracts people who need a flexible schedule. And many people who go through types of depressions need a flexible schedule, not a rigid schedule, because they try the rigid thing and it doesn't work. They end up losing a job, having to get another job, and bouncing around careers sometimes. That's a pretty common theme among people with any kind of depression, myself included. That's one of the reasons I've been a jack of all trades and worked a lot of different jobs. My longest job was at Sega. I worked there for almost 6 years, and I've never come close to that in any other job. The last job that I had when I was working in Vegas, when I worked from home, that was 2.5 years. But if I hadn't worked from home, I probably wouldn't have held that job that long.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a very common theme that that people with that sort of thing need something flexible like poker, and it's also a common thing that people who are bipolar have friends who are bipolar, and people who are schizophrenic have friends who are schizophrenic. It's a common theme that they tend to gravitate towards people that understand what they're going through and find it easier to make friends that way. And when I was young, I didn't think there were that many people that had that many mental illnesses, but it sure seems now that I'm older, like I know a whole lot of people in that boat. And some people it's mild, some people it's severe. There's always varying degrees too, right. So it's going to be different for everybody. But I definitely want to listen to that show.
Well, what does the poker community do about something like that? I mean, we don't have, you don't have a union or anything like that, or any solid organizations to fall back on for players that are suffering like that. So what do you do in poker to try and help these guys out?
Was it Dutch Boyd or Dusty Schmidt that was just tweeting about having a players organization?
I think it was Dusty. Okay, I mean, yeah. I know Dutch has talked about it too. So
yeah, it was one or the other, or maybe both. Have been talking about lately about having a poker players union, and that would definitely be something that would be good to have. And by having a union, that'd be something that it would be easier to provide services for, to help people find help that need it. It could be part of the one of the things that it could do to benefit the players, in addition to just standing up for players in, different tournaments and having a voice for the rules, what rules are good and what rules are bad and that sort of thing. That's one of the things that definitely could help players as well.
Well, and I would love to see, at least a convention of some sort. And I don't want to, I'm probably throwing an idea out there that someone's going to make some money off of. But, I would love to see a 2 or 3 day convention, maybe before the World Series or before a major event somewhere in the U.S., Where
Yes, they have
where
guitar conventions, and they have music conventions, and they have hacker conventions. Why don't we have a poker convention? I think everyone treats the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas as sort of a convention, but there's more that can be done, especially like if regulated online poker comes back to the U.S. and that brings back all the sponsors and stuff, and then therefore that's that much more money in poker, then it would seem more logical that during the WSOP you could have uh, a lot of different companies and a lot of different conventions and events going on that people could attend besides just playing tournaments or cash games.
Yeah, and in this, and actually a site right here, an event like this one where pretty much everybody shows up at some point, wouldn't be a bad thing either. And saying we're going to have a convention in Florida, I don't think people would be too upset about it.
No, sounds like a nice destination.
Yeah,
Although Las Vegas is one of those classic destinations for conventions for many companies out there.
yeah. Let's do it in Iowa. No Iowa.
Let's do one on each coast. Let's have a West Coast, a East Coast, and then let's do one in Europe.
Sure, there you go. Yeah, because I think
that way we can get everybody.
I think there's a lot of people out there in poker that, even though you get to travel to some great places, like here at at Hollywood, Florida, you have Barcelona, you got LA, you got Las Vegas, and so many other outstanding destinations. I think that it's still very difficult for the players to really have a good time when they're not able to deal with these kind of things, and I think a lot of them do feel isolated when even though because when you do get depressed and you're getting down like that, you feel alone and you don't feel like anybody's there with you to sympathize.
Yeah,
so,
poker can be very isolating at times because it is a solo sport. Because if you're playing a tournament, someone else play a tournament, and everybody else busts, and they leave and go do something else, and you're still in the tournament late, they may or may not be there to rail you later, depending on what's going on in their life or what kind of fun they get into. And it's one of those things where you get on different schedules, even though you're best friends with someone and live a mile away. It's they stayed up all night playing poker and you slept, and you're getting up and going doing something, and they're going to sleep, and you get on these haphazard schedules. That kind of lends itself to being an isolating sport.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I would love to see at a lot of tournament series, and a few of them do have some kind of informal celebrations, but do some sort of party for the players or something like that to get everybody away from the I mean, obviously the casinos want to make their money, but do something to maybe as a kickoff event before everything gets rolling, so everybody can come down and have some fun, or do something after the series is over.
Right.
So
I think the World Series could benefit from having something before and after in Las Vegas. Kind of something to tie everybody together. And that's something that PokerStars does well at their events, is they have meet and greets, and they have VIP programs and parties. That's something they seem to do for their players at the EPTs that they started doing at the NAPTs here in North America until Black Friday. And I think we'll see a return to that once they return. I think you'll see some more like that, and hopefully the other casinos will follow suit, the other tours as well.
Yeah, I mean, because I know I've gone to a bunch of conventions. I coached for 20 years, so I went to a lot of different conventions, where you really have a chance to, get away from the I'm battling you all day long, and we're all in the same boat together. So, I think it would be great to, to be able to have some veteran players, present some topics like, bankroll management and things like that, and and also dealing with some of the topics that we talked about on the show a couple weeks ago with, dealing with depression, what life on the road, and helping players deal with travel and all these things. I think it would be
life
something. Yeah, I mean, something to give everybody a little bit of unification and help them out when they need it. So
yeah, I think the support is out there. I think you just need a good organizer, and that could get off the ground really quick.
See, I'd organize it, but
I'm nominating you, right?
I hear you. I know you nominated me for that before too.
I'll help once you get started, but someone else has got to be a little more organized than I am.
Yeah,
I'm good at getting a lot of different things done in spurts, but not. I'm not the consistent guy.
Yeah, I hear you. So, well, maybe it's something to for people to start looking at, and hopefully, as as this business gets bigger and bigger, that we do need to pull everybody together a little bit and have them work on it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll get that seed planted in the right ear, and it'll take off.
Yeah. So
maybe Jason Calcanis, the angel investor who plays poker.
I'm sorry, you kind of cut out there.
I said maybe Jason Calcanis, the angel investor who plays poker, who was on the big game.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'll call Robert Croak. That wouldn't be a bad guy either. Drop him a line. as long as
He'll get you in the right door somewhere.
Yeah, so sounds good. So, yeah, so of course, once again, we're live here on the Mark Hoke Show at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, Hollywood, Florida. Event 8 is now on its flight 1B. 1A just bagged all their chips a little while ago, and I'm sure we'll get a report on what's going on there. And Wookie, I'm going to be blogging tomorrow, it looks like. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing a show or not, but I will be blogging here for the next few days, so that'll be fun.
I'll be on Twitter.
Yeah, so we'll stick around. You know, you're the man, Wookie. I'll tell you what, I miss you. We gotta get you back down to Vegas at some point.
Definitely.
All right.
I miss all my friends there. I went to Sin City and expected to have a bunch of derelict friends, and I found all my good habit, positive people friends in Vegas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was before you moved there.
Yeah, yeah. I just ruined
and I
it
make
all.
no excuses for Joe Payne.
Joe's a very good guy. Very good guy. So
very funny.
yes. All right. So, well, I'll tell you what, buddy. Hey, I'll let you get rolling here, but hey, thanks for calling into the show. I do appreciate it. It's always a great time to talk to one of the classiest guys in the poker community.
Oh, why, thank you. Just holler anytime.
Okay, will do. Thank you, sir. All right, there you go. The Wookie Wade joined us there. And, of course, if you want to follow him on Twitter, I know he's got a couple different accounts there, so bear with me. And you want to follow him at, let me sure get it. Yeah, The Wookie Way. The Wookie Way. Pretty good one to follow him on. So say hi to him and, give him your thoughts, too. He's always very good on social media, talking about some tough issues sometimes. So, and, of course, just an incredible follower of the game as well. So give him a follow on Twitter at The Wookie Way. All right, we're going to step back, take one more break, and we come back. We will wrap up our evening show here from the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. $10 million guarantee just a week away. Got the $1 million guarantee going on right now. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at double-digit covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dosen and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back here on the Mark Hoke Show live from the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open 2014. I was trying to kill off a cough drop. I almost made it. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us. Otherwise known as, something else on Twitter today, but that's all right because I still respect that guy. He may not, I don't know how he feels about me, but congratulations, Olivier Busquet, taking down the high roller on his biggest victory cash in his career. Way to go. Yeah, obviously a little disappointed, but hey, what are you going to do? Before we break down we got a lot of the notable chip counts, or big chip counts, from Flight 1A here in the 1 million guarantee. And by the way, and speaking of that, 1B is underway here, and I see Kristen Ting has sat down, Rex Clinkscales. They may have had him at the same table. I think they got him out of there. So that's a good thing. Rex is going to have a seat over there as well. So Kristen and Rex in the house. Good to see them. Of course, Kristen, I believe, got her dog back, and and of course also had the little medical issue that Rex had to take her to the hospital when they were down at San Antonio Spurs game. So good to see they're doing well, and here in the house here at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. And of course, I want to remind everybody a few things first about the show. We'll let you know about the schedule next few days because, of course, we. I'm going to be doing some blogging here for the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open, which will be on shrpo.com or SeminoleHardRockPokerOpen.com. And, of course, you can follow them on Twitter. And I'll try and keep an eye on that, too. SHRPO. Either tweet that or hashtag it, either way. But, of course, our show heard on Wednesdays on KLAV 12:30 a.m. at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And, of course, we have our shows podcasted on markhokeshow.podbean.com or on iTunes. You can follow us there. We also have all these videos from these tours. And I'll tell you, normally we do a Sunday internet show, but I've been traveling so much that we just, we're doing internet shows all the time here. So, so bear with us as, we may be trying to get back to that. But also on KLEV, by the way, coming up starting September 11th, I'm going to be co-hosting a sports show with the amazingly talented Helen May. That's going to be Thursdays at 9. called Eyes on the Game. If you want to check that out, you can go to KLAB1230am.com. We're right on the front, and pretty excited to be working with Helen on that show, as we'll be talking some sports. There's so much going on there, too. Like the Little League World Series happening, Major League Baseball starting to get down the stretch run. We got the NFL kicking off. So make sure you check us out at, Eyes on the Game on KLAB 1230 a.m. So our show Wednesdays at 3 p.m., KLAV Eyes on the Game at 9 p.m. on Thursdays, and our show, The Mark Hoke Show, gets replayed Fridays at 9 Pacific time there on KLAV as well. So all sorts of great stuff happening with the show there. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Mark Hoke Show. Also on Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. Love to have you following us, and of course subscribe to this podcast too. There is some pretty good stuff in there. So make sure you check that out. And by the way, speaking of the NFL, one of our great sponsors of the show, Double Digit Covers. Tell you what, guys, if you want to get in with the number one sports consulting team in the world, I'm going to tell you, they are something else. Tony Dose, Tommy Bertuzzi, and the guys just do a fantastic job in there, and they really do work incredibly hard for their clients. You want to give them a call at 855-489-2700. It's 855-489-2700. And, check out their season packages, week packages. If you want to do a couple days and check them out, they'll work that out for you too. But give them a call and tell them the Mark Hoke Show sent you. We'd appreciate it. And, of course, if you want to get a free winner sent to your phone every day, just go to doubledigitcovers.com and sign up right now. And you'll be glad you did. Stop guessing and start winning with Double Digit Covers. Got our good friends at bluerail.net. They build websites. How far do you want to go with Bob and the team? Give Bob a call right now at 522-820-5128. That's 522-820-5128. And you can be a part of, have a great website built for you. Whatever you need, they can do it. From the smallest personal website, if you're a poker player and just want to have a website of your own, Bob will set that up for you. If you're running a major business and need to have all those sites covered in e-commerce and so on, Bob can handle that too. So check him out at bluerail.net. How far do you want to go? Also, don't forget our host site is roguewire.com, and we would love to have you, give them a like on Facebook at Roguewire, on Twitter as well. So say hi to Bob and those guys, and of course handling roguewire.com. Dutch Boyd in the great new book Poker Tilt. We were talking a little bit about the issue of depression and mental issues in poker, and Dutch Boyd certainly having issues with manic depression and so on, and he tells all about it in this book. I mean, if you really need to know, to feel like you're not alone out there, and because this ride that we go on in poker is just so incredible with the money and the fame and everything else that comes with it. And Dutch has seen it all, and if you need to want to feel like you've got a friend out there, I'm going to tell you, read this book and you will. Check it out at pokertilt.com. You can also pick it up on Amazon today. Our good friends at the Grindettes, grindettes.com. Top ladies poker team in the world. They are sensational, and you'll be glad to take a look. Follow them on Twitter at Grindettes, Facebook, the Grindettes, and, of course, grindettes.com. We also have our friends at the Nevada Poker League. If you're out in Nevada and you want to just play some poker for free and have some fun, they're still giving away a lot of great cash and prizes. It's $50,000 in cash and prizes they give out during the year, and you can be a part of that at NevadaPokerLeague.com. 17 locations in Las Vegas. All for you, kids. You're going to be glad you did it. And, of course, our good friends at Blind Squirrel Apparel, 20% off with the code HOKE. Look good and be lucky with the clothes for the gambler and you. Check them out at Blind Squirrel Apparel. And also another great apparel company. You can buy some Blind Squirrel, and you can also buy some stuff from Deej Poker. That's right, boys. The kids from Deej looking great. Brand new company. Go to DEEGpoker.com, like Degenerate. Yep, we know. You got it. Go to Deej.com. DeejPoker.com and say hi to those guys. Nick and the boys doing a fantastic job with that brand new company. You're going to be glad you checked them out as well. All right, so let's take a look at what happened here on Flight 1A and some huge stacks. Oh, my word. These boys stepped up. Some boys stepping up to the plate on this one. These guys started off with 25,000 in chips. And we got some counts up here. some notable chip counts. I'm going to start from the bottom on this. So, of course, a lot of people probably in this range. Demas Martinez, very well-known local player around here at 54,000. Michael Johnson at 77,000. Sean Posner 138,500. Philip Voner at 181,500. Rogelio Padilla at 195. Robert Hancock at 196. Eric Christensen 197. Ronald Cady at 199,500. Greg Levine pops off 225,000, and that's not even close to the chip lead, believe it or not. Brian Hastings, of course, a very well-known pro, at 226,000. So Mr. Hastings is going to get a couple days off. Good for him. He puts that 226,000 chip stack up there. Tae-Ho Lee at 246,000. David Freese at 260,500. But your big stack, and wow, roll it up just like that. Brian Hawkins, 451,500 chips. Can you believe that? What a great start on 1A flight. You usually don't see those numbers in that kind of numbers in that first flight. But Brian Hawkins has put himself in a good position to get into the money, at least for it's a $1 million guarantee event, event number 8 here on the main series calendar for the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. So pretty impressive run for him. Unbelievable. And, of course, you can take a look at all these guys and see what's going on at SeminoleHardRockPokerOpen.com or SHRPO.com and read up on the blog. We also just a couple interesting ones that finished up there. Wendy Friedman doubling up there late, gets her to around 100,000. Brian Hawkins had just busted out a player and gotten his stack up to 250,000 in that one. So a lot of the great local players, along with some top pros, starting to put their toe in the water here. And of course, Brian Hastings, your most notable, putting a pretty nice number up for these guys to chase. And I don't know where Zoe Kareem is, but he is Mr. Brown Magic himself, is over there and is darn comfortable. So good for him. Either way, that's a winner. All right. So that is pretty much where we sit at this point for this Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Flight 1B in Event 8 is underway. Just getting started at 7 o'clock. So they're about 3 levels in right now. Just getting to level 3 on that one. And so much more to come here as tomorrow. Once again, just as a reminder, seniors event kicking off tomorrow along with flights 1C and 1D once again at 11 and 7 p.m. So make sure you join us for those. Saturday, horse tournament. And Sunday, a double black chip bounty no limit hold'em tournament with a $50,000 guarantee on that one. So should be pretty good. Looking forward to a great weekend here at the Seminole Hard Rock as we get closer and closer to the high roller, and of course the $10 million guaranteed main event should be pretty good. So make sure you guys join us there, and of course I'll be blogging tomorrow. I'll let you know if we can jam some shows in. It's going to depend on everybody's blog schedules, but I did come down here to do some blogging too, so as soon as we know when I can sneak my shows in, we will do so. I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. Of course, once again, we'll be coming to you live all the way through the final card here on the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. So thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you guys next time, and make sure give us a follow on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you. Hopefully, we'll catch you tomorrow, but at worst, follow us. You can catch me on the blog, as I'll be bringing my own little unique style to that. Always try to have a little fun on the blogs there. So we'll see you there at shrpo.com. And, of course, don't forget you can tweet us, SHRPO, and hashtag SHRPO as well. We'll see you guys some point, but to catch you on the blog tomorrow, we'll catch you then. Have a great night.